This is your second stimulus check update and your stimulus package update for Friday, September 4th. The White House and Congress have reached a deal. Mike Pence says that the White House is ready and wants to still send out stimulus checks. Unemployment numbers came in and 1.4 million jobs were created over the month of August. As well, unemployment now has dropped to 8.4%. And almost 60% of Americans used their last stimulus check to cover daily costs of living. The unemployment numbers just came in for the month of August, and 1.4 million jobs were created last week. This is great news. It's not perfect, but it's good. It's good that 1.4 million people were able to return back to work. Now, the unemployment percentage is down to 8.4%, which, of course, Donald Trump has said, hallelujah, we're doing great. This is wonderful, which it is. It's the first time it's under 10% since COVID stuff has hit. And so it is a good number, but Chuck Schumer totally roasted Donald Trump. So Donald Trump sent out a tweet and said, look at this, look what I've done. And Chuck Schumer came out and was like, 8.4% unemployment is not something to be bragging about. Chuck Schumer kind of has a point. 8.4% is ridiculously high, but it's going down, and that's the good news. So White House and Congress have reached an agreement. It's not a stimulus agreement. It's an agreement to fund the government temporarily at the costs it's taking right now to function. And that is through the end of the year so that there's not a government shutdown. So that's great news. The reason why they've done this is so that they aren't mixing stimulus negotiations with the government funding, money, resources. They just want to fund the government, give that money so the government can keep running and it doesn't have to shut down at all, and then still work on stimulus negotiations and coming to a bill together that they agree on. Now remember, Democrats are at 2.2 trillion, Republicans are at 1.3 trillion. That's even giving 150 billion to state and local governments and for them to use however they please. But the Democrats really are pushing for 900 billion to $1 trillion for state and local governments to help them recuperate some of these losses that they're incurring during COVID. There was a report done that says 59% of Americans who received stimulus checks previously have used those stimulus checks, or used them when they did receive them, obviously, for daily expenses such as food, electricity, rent, gas, transportation, whatever they need. They use those for daily expenses. It wasn't saved, it wasn't invested, it wasn't used for fun stuff. That's 60%, that's 6 out of 10 people used it to live off of. People need that next stimulus check soon, now, 4 months ago. Mike Pence said, and I quote, "We're not going to allow Democrats in Congress to use a COVID relief bill to bail out poorly run Democratic states." This is referring to the gap between the $2.2 trillion bill and the $1.3 trillion bill, where the Democrats and Republicans are so far apart. The Democrats want to give a bunch of money to state and local governments to help bail them out of the debt that they have incurred. Kind of like California has a ton of debt. Obviously, Nancy Pelosi wants some money to help California get out of that debt. It's reasonable. It's not that crazy, but it's not what the Republicans want, and it's not what they want in the next bill. Mike Pence also has said that the White House is still wanting a stimulus check, and they still want to pass a bill with a stimulus check. Although I find that interesting because the Republicans are coming back into the Senate next week to propose a skinny bill, possibly without a stimulus check. Very confused by that, but hopefully stimulus checks will come soon. Hopefully Congress will come to their senses and pass something for the American people, not for political purposes. I hope that you guys have a fabulous day. Thank you so much for watching this. Thanks for supporting the channel. I appreciate each and every one of you. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.